What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Texas Tennessee podcast, Mile Zero edition. It was my first time headed down to Key West for the festival, and it was pretty awesome, to be honest. With all the artists that we were able to interview, is about 20 or so. So hit that subscribe button to keep up with those as they're posted. But I have to say the Mile Zero crew was nothing but amazing, to be honest. All the hospitality and all the kindness that we were shown just from a little old podcast, and plus all the folks that we met in the crowd and all the artists that we met. Just walking around, you could pretty much bump into all kinds of folks. So it's an amazing experience. If you've never been, you should definitely. If you're a fan of the Americana, Texas, country, Oklahoma scene, whatever you want to call it. It stretches all the way across the board, to be honest, but definitely you should cross that off your bucket list. But before we get into the episode, I want to make sure to shout out the folks that helped me and my crew get down there. The links for these folks, these amazing folks that helped this guy get down to Key West for a week. I really do appreciate all of them. Like I said, the links are going to be in the description, so please give them a little love. That would be Breakers Marina, Robot Monkey Venue, Cowboy Chuck, shout out to Chuck, and 797 Distillery in Covington, Tennessee, my area of the world. So thank you for the local folks for helping out. And then also just a friend of the podcast, Mr. Joe Estridge Music. Joe is a supporter of all things independent music, and especially in the West Tennessee area. I appreciate Joe on many levels, and especially for helping out the podcast. So, check out this episode. See ya. All right. Welcome to the Texas to Tennessee podcast, Mile Zero edition. This time,
sunny, cold Key West.
Well, just I didn't do this earlier. I meant to, but just for the folks that hop on this thing and don't know who you are, can I give like a little quick introduction?
Well, my name is Julianna Rankin. I am a Texas girl, born and raised.
Okay.
Grew up in Shiner, Texas, and I am in New Braunfels. Been there for the last few years. Been writing songs, since, gosh, what year is it? 2026? Yeah, I think I started in like 2018, 2019, something like that. Just been writing songs the last few years and playing shows and, trying to make music that you people will like. So, yeah, that's my elevator pitch.
There you go. What Mile Zero was? Is this your how many times have you been here?
Actually, this is my first year to officially play the festival.
Okay.
I came in 2022 and 2023, and then sat out the last 2 years because I was broke, as we all are. And but it's good to be back. I love it here. Key West is one of my favorite places in the world, and I was just telling him inside that it's so nice to be at these festivals because you get to see everybody you don't get to see anymore. Me and Taylor and Gracie were talking about it last night. We're such good friends, but I see them like once a year, unfortunately. So
that's why.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll circle back around to it at some point, but that's why I noticed the same thing at that Not Eady Fest way down in Mississippi.
Yeah, Not Eady Fest.
Exactly. I mean, you can't help but say it, right?
I know.
Thanks, Adam. But yeah, you and Taylor and Brittany Hood and everybody there were able to hang out for the weekend, and you could see that.
Yeah.
Let's say, I guess as fans, we don't really realize that y'all are always passing on the highway.
Yeah, I know. We're just like ships in the night
with text and social media, but not really in person.
Yeah, Jason. I actually credit Jason. He's the whole reason Taylor and I met. Well, sort of. We played the Galley Winter River Jam together a couple years ago, which is really where we first met. But we had each other on social media, and she had reached out to me on Instagram, I think, or maybe I did to her, and Jason was like, "You two are gonna be the best of friends for life."
That is funny.
And as soon as we met, we were just instantly like, she's my soul sister, and so I love her so much. We talk just about every day now. So.
She was my first in-person interview.
Really? Oh, that's so cool. What a good first person.
Well, see,
She's a human icebreaker.
Well, I didn't know any of this. This was a couple years ago, and she was opening for Stillwoods in Memphis.
Yeah.
And I'd been looking for I couldn't get Stillwoods.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Wes, or
Yeah.
whoever. But understandable. But I couldn't get them, so I was trying to see who the opener was going to be. I was going anyway, and then it was Taylor, and I didn't know her. I didn't know her music.
Yeah.
And then through some people that did know her, so I'm like, hey, we reached out, and she did the interview, and I didn't know I didn't know if I was gonna have to like be on my P's and Q's or what, And then she walked in, she's like, hey boys, y'all in a hurry? I was like, no ma'am. She said, good, because I got a shit. I'm like, okay, we're good. And
we're in safe company.
That set the tone for the whole thing, and then we got to watch them. We all kind of hung out a little bit together while Stillwoods was sound checking, and they were all like wigging out because that was their first time.
Yeah.
They ended up, I think they opened the second time for them, but either way, I got to watch them.
Yeah, that's so
geek
fun.
out,
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're geeking out the same as we are, you know what I mean? So that was cool. So,
yeah.
But yeah, her and the whole crew has been cool to me.
Her band
since the beginning,
and everyone that she surrounds herself with is wonderful because they're all just like her. I love her. I remember we sent Jason a picture of us the day we played that Galley Winter River Jam, and we sent him a selfie, and he was like, "Oh no."
We talked about this a little bit with Mickey Ron about because they have their their deal with the Braun brother, the reunion, and I guess you all find artists and people that you meet along the way, and then you want them to meet your people. You know what I mean? And Jason seems like he really likes that.
Yeah.
With his deal, and then here you and Taylor are. I mean, it wasn't necessarily at the festival, but it's that's cool how those circles can be.
Yeah, I feel like once you find your people, you just stick with them, and it just makes life a whole lot easier. Find your easy friends, and and bring them everywhere with you. Yeah, and vice versa.
I would imagine with you and Taylor, the connections or whatever, it's one, I imagine any musician is out on the road trying to do the thing.
Right.
You already got something in common.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy most of the time, right? And then female.
Yeah.
Especially like you and Taylor kind of have your style thing going on too, right? So that's a whole nother problem to have on the road.
Right.
Like doing makeup and in a mirror on the side of the van or whatever the case would be, right?
Makes life a little harder.
yeah. And the boys can, stink.
Yeah.
And, they can not take a shower for 3 days and then go and
shit and shower, and they're good.
But like I said, as far as I'm sure that it's cool to have the people that you can talk to in general.
Yeah.
But then the ones that actually get the road life is a whole nother different thing, and being female.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful having, people like Taylor and Sunny and Gracie and Bree and so many other female artists, and Caitlin, and that, if I have because I'll be going out on the road this year a lot, and knowing I'm jumping on a bus with Jake Worthington for, a couple months, and that's the plan, at least for now. And I'm like, okay, well, how do I pack for this? And where do I put all my crap?
The stuff
like,
that you...
How do I be...
like the list of questions just got massive. Yeah.
How do I do more with less? Because that is not really me as a human being. So, but I know there's that support system of girls that have been through a lot of that stuff. Taylor for sure, 'cause she rode dogs so hard, and I know I can reach out to them at the drop of a hat, and they'll be like, here's my packing
Road
list.
Dogs and always has the outfits and the thing.
Here's a packing list map. If you need a thrift store in somewhere in, BFE somewhere, go to this place or something like that. So there's a great support system there with all those ladies. Yeah.
I mean, because I know you have friends outside of this world, but they probably don't really understand.
Yeah.
What I mean? The details of the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a different thing. It's describing the music industry and what all the ins and outs of it to people that aren't in it. They're like, how does this work? I remember I was going on a radio tour a couple years ago, and I was boomeranging all over the place. I went from like Wichita Falls to Lubbock, and then up to Kansas, and then like boomerang all over the place, and could have hit some other cities on a better mapped out situation. And my dad was like, he's a banker, and he was like, this is just not efficient. I don't know how you're going to do this. This just doesn't make any sense at all. Why wouldn't you go here and then here and then here and then end here? I'm like, I don't know, Dad. That's the music industry as a whole.
That's touring, radio, too. It doesn't matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do that just by looking at
Right.
y'all's schedule or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, you know.
We're all over the place.
And I know there's a lot of factors that goes into everything.
Right.
But yeah, that's cool. And also I'm wearing the shirt, and Hood
Yeah.
gets talked about a lot, but even like Brittany,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I saw she was
yes.
part of the crew too, you know.
I got Brittany on
the
speed
unofficial.
dial
Okay.
she's
for a lot of stuff.
for
right?
for help, or if I need to vent, I can always vent to Brittany Hood for sure.
It is kind of an odd thing as far
Yeah.
as just from afar, watching or just paying attention to what's going on. You know, there's a lot of people that put Hood up there,
Oh, yeah.
on a bigger pedestal than what he thinks he is.
Adam's been a hero of mine for, I mean,
He's an unofficial guest of the podcast.
yes, yeah.
I mean, like
Adam Hood's
he's
everywhere.
like the mascot
Yeah.
of the podcast.
He's like our guardian angel that's still here. Yeah. I remember being in college at Texas A&M, and he would come and play at this place called Smitty K's. That was the first place I ever saw he and Jason play. And I think I was like a freshman in college at that point. And yeah, I've been listening to he and Jason both for years, and they've both been so kind and wonderful to me, and become really, I mean, just like family to me the past few years. So they're the best.
And then you throw in,
Yeah.
like I said, like Brittany.
Yes.
She's just,
Yeah.
it
Soul
is.
sister.
You don't always see that, but
Yeah.
that is a situation where you can tell people respect her too.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And we're all just cut from the same cloth, and have come up in similar ways, and it's just they're just like family and wonderful people. Yeah.
All right, enough about
Adam.
Yeah, enough about that guy. He did co-host an episode with me.
Did he really?
Yeah, not
Oh,
long
how
ago. Yeah,
fun.
with James Otto.
Oh my
And they
gosh,
had-
my other love him.
They've done. I knew that they had done shows together,
Yes.
and I'm like, and it just kind of worked out within a
Yeah.
few days, and it was. I'm still surprised.
I
that it
love
happened.
James.
There-
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, he was just met him on
Yeah.
TikTok and stuff
Yeah,
too, which
yeah.
is crazy how those connections can happen.
TikTok friends.
But what about socials for you?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you one other thing. I know socials can be like its all other animal, love, hate, relationship, whatever. But
sure.
when you have other artists, male, female, whatever, that you might not know, comment, reach out, whatever, that they don't have to do.
Yeah.
How's that from?
It feels good. That's also how I've met so many of my other. That's how I met William Beckmann, actually, and it's how Taylor and I first got to kind of be acquainted through social media. It's such a helpful tool
In all kinds of ways.
Yeah, it's so helpful, and we curse it till we're blue in the face because nobody wants to make some of those soul crushing cringy videos that we have to make for the algorithm. But it's such a helpful tool, and I used to post covers a lot of the time, and I still will these days. And seeing the support from people when they comment, especially if it's another artist that you know and love and respect, and that's seeing the support from afar, from miles away via social media is pretty damn cool. Yeah. And I like to try and do the same too.
Right.
So it's a good way to support people.
I could see where, as far as connections and networking and
so
just,
like and comment and share.
Well, I mean, yes, because we try to point out that the social stuff, because there's very few people we talk to that really like doing it,
Right.
And then if you don't get any traction behind something that that you're doing, putting yourself out there, already feeling kind of like shitty about it or whatever, and then it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. If you don't do it, I mean, it just kind of automatically in this world puts you at a disadvantage because everyone's doing it and you have to. And that's the key for me. Is I've tried to find ways to also be creative, because it's literally such a technical thing. And so if you can find ways to be creative, and I like to try my best to be funny on things, because it just makes life better, you know?
Right.
Jimmy Buffett said if we couldn't laugh, we'd all go insane. And so if I can find a way to make it creative and funny, then it makes it less soul crushing.
Well, to make it less soul crushing too, though,
Yeah.
with you or any other
Yeah.
artist out there trying to do the thing, if you run across it on social medias, it's really easy just to even to watch it and don't do anything
Yeah.
with it and just keep rolling.
Yeah.
But nobody knows you were ever there.
Yeah.
Like I call it like, I have Ninja Facebook friends
Yeah.
or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
I saw this.
Uh-huh.
I saw y'all were playing.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, really? Where were you?
well, why didn't you at least like it, share it,
Yeah.
something? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Help
am
a homie out.
definitely
So
guilty of the
no,
doom
we all are.
scroll.
We all are. That's what. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what makes those posts.
It helps. It pushes your
die.
posts out and it gets it seen by more people. So heart it and share it and comment on it.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
I can't do that shit either. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
I try to be in that world. If nothing else, just like you're taking time to be here, right?
Yeah.
So I want the podcast
Yeah.
to do what it's intended to
Right.
do, right?
Yeah.
But then actually like trying to promote it,
I
like it
know.
is not natural for me either.
It's not fun.
No.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother different thing.
There's something very humbling about having to set up your camera and just look at yourself
and do
talk.
it. Do 20 takes of the same
Yeah,
thing because
right.
you mispronounced something or
Yeah.
almost made it through
Right.
and had to start over. Like
Yeah.
that is. And then I end up talking faster on the last one
Yeah.
than I did on the first one because
Yeah.
I'm trying to hurry up and get.
I know.
And I sound like I just sped it up, and I'm like a pretty low key, like slow, Southern talker or whatever. Anyway, so it just didn't even look like myself. So
That's
it's
so
weird.
funny.
Yeah. So we all have to deal with that in some way, shape, or form. But
Yeah.
that is cool as far as the people interacting as
Yeah.
far as the other artists and stuff. Because even from my point of view, like if I take the time to cover something that I really like, every now and then somebody will actually see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't necessarily intend
Yeah.
on them seeing it, but it's still
Totally.
flattering.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, just the acknowledgement and recognition is an uplifting thing.
So, well, we'll go ahead and talk about this so we don't run out of time.
Yeah.
But your new deal you got going on.
Yeah.
One, of course, I'm a big Miranda fan
Yes.
in general, and all because of Adam Hood.
Oh yeah.
Everything revolves.
Everything rolls on. All roads lead back to Adam Hood.
We actually were thinking about renaming the podcast the 7 Degrees of Adam Hood.
That's hilarious.
No, I'm a big fan of John Randall
Yeah.
too.
Yes, me
So
too.
I think I know he's popular in the circles, but I also think he's
Yeah.
underrated
Oh, yeah.
as everything that he does. I think
Just as a human being, he's just wonderful. They've both been such heroes of mine for, damn near my whole life. I've listened to Miranda since I was, I remember the day my mom walked me into Walmart and bought me her first record on CD, and I remember sitting in the car and hello.
I know.
Oh, actually,
we are
big
live.
lights. Yeah.
We're live at Mile Zero, and the
I'm at
planes
Mile
are
Zero.
behind, so they're
Yeah.
busier today than they have been.
They're finally working today.
Yeah, exactly.
American Airlines. But yeah, I remember my mom walked me into Walmart and she was like, "There's this girl from Lindale that's just popping off, and let's go get her CD and listen to it." And I remember sitting in the car, and I remember I heard New Strings on that record, and in that very moment, I was like, I think I want to be a singer. Yeah, It was that record. So seeing all of this come to fruition and come full circle with the record deal and getting so close with her is if you told me, I would have called you a liar. But yeah, it's been crazy. And John's such a hero of mine too. He's a guitar player, songwriter, human being, dad, husband. He's just as good as they come.
Personally, the Marfa album led
so
me
good.
to John.
Yeah, those two and Jack is quite a trio.
And Jack, I picture it as like adding Joe offs to the band when you add Jack, right? Because
Yeah.
it's not like
And a
harmony.
little spice.
When I think of Jack, I don't think of harmony singer.
Yeah,
But when you add the whole thing together, it's
beautiful.
so good.
Such a
That's an
talent.
underrated
Yeah.
album. Is
Yeah,
really good. I'm glad.
that's such a powerhouse trio right there. I can't wait to hear more from them. Yeah.
And intimidating? Or was it intimidating to kind of when you start getting in those circles of people that you've admired, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden you're
You know, the first time I met John was when he was the weekend he was inducted into the Texas Songwriters Hall of Fame, and I had going back to social media. I had recently had both followed me on social media and just kind of interacted here and there. So, but hadn't met him in person. And then I was there when John got inducted, and from across the room, he pointed at me and said, I've been looking for you for an hour. Give me a hug. And I was like,
exactly.
what? And
Yeah.
it was crazy. But yeah,
She
they're
did the
just
same thing when I asked her to come on the podcast.
right.
Yeah,
I did.
definitely.
But they're just such normal, humble, down to earth people that, that, I mean, technically they're larger than life to so many
Understand.
people.
Yeah.
And, like I said, heroes of mine. So to be able to be around them and then just, be such a disarming presence amongst, people like me. And it was really cool just to get to know them at that level. 'Cause we just hung around and, shot the bull and talked about music and passed guitars around and, talked about the label here and there and just talked about music. And they just made life easy that day. And so they weren't intimidating, and they just wanted to get to know me and hear about what my goals and plans were and dreams and how they could support them. That was one of the first things they asked you is, what do you need right now? And how can we support your dream? I was like, damn,
I know.
that's the nicest question anyone's ever asked me.
Instead of the other way around. What can you
Yeah,
do for us?
right. And we never, a lot these days, it's the first conversation sometimes people have with a record label or publishing
Yeah.
company. A lot of times the first question is, well, what are your TikTok numbers like, or what are your Instagram numbers like? And at
They
that
don't
point,
know you. They just want to know the
yeah, and at that point for me, they were not good. They're still not very good. I'm still trying
understand.
to work at this TikTok thing, but we never had a single conversation about that. It was, tell us about your art, tell us about who you are as a person, and let's see if we
How
mesh.
can we get you on the
Yeah.
road and get you some?
Yeah, how can we help you, and what can we do for you to make sure this is happening, and we get the ball rolling for you. So it's been very refreshing.
We could go on and on
Oh yeah.
about all of that, and like just as a general, because I want to get to a couple different things
Yeah.
real quick, but do you feel like that people have the chance of getting better record deals these days than in the, you know what I mean? At one
Yeah.
point in time, it was almost like selling your soul sort of thing.
Yeah.
But do you think, as in general, do you think there's the better deals for folks like in your situation these days
I
than
think it depends. I mean, I
you just
I
kind of
got
have to
so
know?
yeah, I got so lucky. These days I know a good handful of people that have come from the songwriting world and have been hired on with these A&R jobs in Nashville, and it's for a lot of them, I think it's becoming more about the music and less about the business, and because it's always got to be a little bit about the business, of course, but I think people are really starting to appreciate the quality of music again.
And realize they can still make money.
Yeah, exactly. Good music makes money. And so I don't know. It's a great question. It's
I
like my
understand.
third day out here, so
Understand. All right. Well, right after this plane goes
yeah.
over, well, the tune you put out with Ward Davis.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure, 'cause I love,
Yeah.
I've been a fan for a long
Love Ward.
time.
Yeah.
He's actually coming on, I think, next week.
Is he
I
really?
think so.
Tell him I gave him the middle finger for me.
Okay. Well, he
Just
wouldn't
kidding. Love you,
expect
Ward.
anything different. How did that connection come together?
So Ward and I met, gosh, it's been 2 years now, I guess. Yeah, about 2 years. We met through a mutual friend in New Braunfels, and written some songs together.
Okay.
We also met through a gentleman named Moose Brown, Jim
Yeah.
Brown. Yes, we love Moose. Moose was another mutual friend of ours, and Ward was working on this record, and he had this song, and he heard me singing and reached out to that mutual friend and was like, "Do you think she'd want to sing the girl part on this song?" And so we just got to know each other, and I was going up to Nashville, hanging out with him and writing songs, and ended up cutting the vocal on it, and it just turned out great. And I loved the song. The second he sent it to me, I was just like, this is so good.
It
So
has such a smooth classic country
I
voice
know.
and style and
Yeah.
everything. Um, Yeah, not that I love going to see Ward
Yeah.
at the smaller venues, but
Yeah.
then again, like I'm pulling for him,
Yeah,
for
I know.
everything to pop off like he
Yeah.
deserves to.
I
But
know.
all right.
I've heard he sent me this record and
Oh yeah,
it's beautiful.
she's
It's
gonna let me
awesome.
hear it later.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry,
no. All right. One rapid fire question.
Yeah.
This started off as a joke on episode 1. I
Yeah.
haven't asked anybody else here at Mile Zero. This is like a tradition. We're almost 200 episodes in,
Okay.
right? Hood is that answered, Eady, everybody. All right, so we started off as a joke on episode 1, and now it's a requirement.
Okay.
What is your favorite Little Debbie snack?
Zebra cakes.
Okay. See?
Oh yeah.
Very good.
Zebra cakes. Easy.
Good deal. All right. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.